back with another version 1.3 video. We're going through stage 9 with Hook, Lynx, Asta, and Chinchilla. Team 2 will consist of Donghong, Herda, Natasha, and Yukon. So, it's pretty simple. We just use all of our buffing techniques, and we're gonna initiate with Asta, just because her buff technique's very useful since we keep 5 stacks for a few turns, and don't need to use any skill points to get them. So, now we get our 5th stack, and we can start chipping away. Use like basic here, and then we get her alt off it since we were hit a few times. This will cleanse the slow debuff and also heal us up. Now we do our enhanced basic here, we get that trotter, we crit, so it's pretty low and easy to kill. But mainly we wanted to focus on imprisoning that weaver, because in the odd case where both weavers hit Hook there, she could have died. So you just want to remove those variables. We'll use another enhanced basic here. And we might as well... Actually, no. I want to use Hook's ultimate on the boss, and that would put it in kill range or weakness break range. We want to quantum break the boss, just because it will delay the boss for the entirety of this fight. And now at this point, we'll take no more damage, because we're going to kill all the minions, and also weakness break this boss, and it won't recover before then. We'll use Asta's skill just to generate some alt energy. And yeah, we don't really need to overkill here, so we're just gonna save up some skill points, use Asta's skill again so she gets alt at the 2nd stage. And there we go, 5 skill points and pretty decent alt energy. Stage, or wave 2 is a little bit more difficult, simply because of the randomness that's added through Decaying Shadow having the chance to imprison with every single attack. We will reduce this as much as possible by taking advantage of her Binding of the Golden Age state, where she just charges up an attack with reduced speed, whereas normally she's moving incredibly fast. We heal here. This will get rid of the debuffs, heal us up and all that. Okay, actually, while that might have looked bad, we did get the trotter down in 1 hit. So it's really for the best. Otherwise, we might have had to use Hook's ultimate on the trotter, just because we wouldn't want the boss to get its enhanced attack at this point in the game. Anyways, we can easily weakness break the Decaying Shadow with a single attack, so we don't really need to care too much about it. We'll focus her, we just want to make sure she dies as quickly as possible, because I just don't like her as a variable in this stage, because like I said, she has a lot of randomness in her kit. Now we focus on trying to quantum break this boss. So at this point we can use this ultimate, and that will delay him due to the quantum weakness break. Now we can focus on the Decaying Shadow a little bit more. And the great thing about delaying him all the way to the next wave is that another trotter will spawn, so the field's shaken up and he'll only summon 1 minion. Though it is tempting to kill both these trotters right here. Actually, why not? There was the risk that we killed both trotters, but I really wouldn't have minded it, I guess. So we'll kill a trotter with our next attack. Actually, that is unfortunate. I kind of wanted Chinchua's basic attack there just because she has a lot higher damage with it, because I don't think I've really put any tech or trace points into my Asta's basic attack since she doesn't use it that much. I didn't really want to waste it. So, yeah, we dealt with the Decaying Shadow that way, so it's not too bad. And the Imprison luckily didn't hit Hook. I'd say Hook's the worst target for it, just because she's our main DPS here, so we lose out on so much damage when it gets focused on her. Anyways, this stage is super easy. The Imprisons add a variable of randomness to it, But as long as you play smartly, you can get around it and still clear the stages pretty easily. Anyways, 25 cycles, actually a pretty good time considering we were running Quantum. I was getting 26, 27 cycles with the Lightning team, but I was just dying way more often, and I wanted to prioritize consistency over speed. Also, Lightning team was just adding Sir Valentin again. Okay, so we'll heal up Yukon there, just because she got a bit low. We're going to focus on inflicting that slow stack on the boss, and we'll focus on the charter a little bit. Oh, that's great. If you don't know, Yukon has a trace where she can not get hit by a debuff every 2 turns. So that's great for the Internal Alchemist and also for Kafka. Might as well just use a skill here. We'll just basic attack. And we'll do that. Now we'll use Yukon's ultimate here. We'll wait till the boss moves. And now we'll just use Don Hong's ult here, since it's buffed up by his passive and all that. And now we just completely avoided one of the boss's most deadly attacks, since we were able to freeze him before he got it. Okay. And we didn't even need to use Herta's ultimate, which is great for us. We'll skill here, just for the guarantee. Might as well generate some skill points, since we don't really need to kill the boss right now. Alright, I would have preferred going in here with Yukon's ultimate, but, you know, that was a pretty good clear, so I'll just accept it. Okay. And, like I was saying, Yukon's the best unit here when she gets targeted by debuffs, because she just completely ignores them. Now, let's buff up here. We can use Herta's ult with that. And we're targeting Shapeshifter just because it has a lot less HP and a lot more damage than Kafka does on her own. Whereas if you left the Shapeshifter alive last, you'd have to deal with killing Kafka first, which is pretty hard considering how much HP she has, while taking all the damage from him. Luckily, we froze the boss there, so we don't have to worry too much about damage. That doesn't move for quite a while. Whatever, I'll just still hit it. We'll heal Don Hong here, just because we can kind of keep her ultimate for a little bit. I'm a little worried about Kafka's next turn, since she'll do a huge AoE, so we have to be careful. Hopefully the boss double single targets Natasha or something. But yeah, we'll just have to watch this carefully. Maybe. Alright, well. Alright, so we're gonna heal here. Huge AoE coming. It would probably kill Herta. We'll see. She had 1,000 HP before. She would have survived with like a smidge of health. We don't need it. That's the difficult part, is we don't need it. Because we'll use you. You know what? I'll play it risky. The payoff's just way too good. So potentially we kill this guy here, and if we don't, then I will regret not using a skill point with Natasha. But it paid off, so yeah. As long as Natasha doesn't get dominated, I'm... Oh, wow. This is... Huh. This has been a really good run so far. That's really good luck. I'd say the most RNG part is if Natasha gets dominated. I will admit I don't really have a workaround for that unless you have enough effect res. I think my Natasha has, what, 30%? And, 43%, and she still gets dominated like 100% of the time. So yeah, it's just one of those scary things. Okay, let's heal. I want to play this on 1 time speed just so I don't mess up. We have a lot of skill points. Unfortunately, Natasha doesn't have her ultimate, so we will have to get through her AoE without a heal in between. So hopefully she doesn't do anything too scary with this attack. Okay, Herta survived with like 400 HP last time, so I think we're good. So anyways, I did upgrade Donghong and Herta by a pretty great degree from the last stages, just because I needed them to do a little bit more damage, because I want that shapeshifter dead really quickly, and wow. Like, I will say I reduced as many variables as I can to get that as consistent as possible, but getting every single debuff cast on Yukon was just some insanely good luck. If it got cast on Donghong or Herta, it becomes a little bit more risky, but you cleanse with the Natasha's skill. If it gets cast on Natasha, then, you know, good luck. You can obviously use 5-star sustain units to counter as well. But yeah, it can be a tense stage, and I hope I was able to help. I definitely tried to remove as many variables as possible to try to keep consistency. The next stage looks like it's going to be interesting. Donghong and Herta, just investing in them in stage 9 makes them still really great because stage 10 kind of uses the same elements. Anyways, oh geez, that's the time? Okay, that was a pretty quick run as well. I'll show the I'll show the character stats and all that. And then you can look forward to stage 10, hopefully tomorrow, unless it has some deceiving difficulties.